Hello, good night, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. Good night from Indonesian time. Today, I'm Ari Wibowo. I will present my proposal, my preliminary research with the title Oil Palm Plantation Expansion Structural Corruption and Destroying the Living Space of Mpur People. The story of crisis and struggle of indigenous people in the Papua land, Indonesia. My team, Ari, is me, and my colleague, Asma Lutfi, Cahyono. The research context and urgency. The massive expansion of palm plantation industry corporation in Indonesia invaded into eastern Indonesia after post-Sumatra and Kalimantan began to abandon in Papua land. This great deal destroyed Papua paradise and it threatened the destruction of Papua's tropical natural forest. Keko Project Report, FWI, Pusaka, Greenpeace, same with this report. Indonesia is new destination in the world palm oil industry world. Stickiness problem, stickiness problem, deforestation and human rights violation, 25 palm oil producer groups in Indonesia. The destruction of more than 130,000 hectare forest and since 2015, twice the country of Singapore, 40% or covering an area of 56 hectare occurred in Papua. It's report Greenpeace. The potential for structural corruption of the oil palm plantation oligarchy, maybe, variety of modes. I show you about the context, potential loss that tax revenue, illicit money activities, it's oil palm plantation expansion in Indonesia, and consular ownership, avoid legal liability, and also avoid tax. It's a report from Corruption Eradication Commission in 2018. The analysis development, it's first urgency, the loss and damage to forest and biodiversity. Indonesia is big, have big biodiversity, and endemic biota. Nah, the problem in Papua, 65 big potential biodiversity in 100% from Indonesia due to oil palm expansion in Papua with multi-perspective approach to show economic impact, social, cultural, and legal ecology. This context, the strengthening campaign and advocacy in national and global market about oil palm corporation and dirty oil based and the research evidence. This research collaboration with Greenpeace. The purpose, main purpose study, to show, to analyze the mode of exclusion and marginalization of communities in the indigenous people in West Papua, in specific Mpur communities, and to analyze of the chaos of oil palm corruption in its broad sense and its various impact on multi-level living space indigenous people in West Papua province in sub-area from Indonesia. You know Indonesia, if you know Bali Islands, Bali is specified from location in Indonesia and many more island, thousand island in Indonesia, and Papua is one of big island in west in its location in global maps, and then there is the location is specified in Papua Island. This is location, and I show you how the practice PAPP corporation in Tambrau district. And this research, I have 3 locations, and I show you the first case. PAPP, the expansion, it's a concession area from corporation, and the concession area exclusion the indigenous people area. This indigenous people Mpur area in Tambrau district. In area, we will show you how this dark green is primary forest, and then it's secondary forest. The type of research, combination and academic, participatory studies, academic and participatory research, explorative in nature about the type research, and we will try to pioneering corruption ethnography of palm oil. The methodology, historical critical approach, agrarian political ecological perspective, and then qualitative approach to support by quantitative data. Study method, I field study in 2 weeks, participant observer, study desk document analysis, economic social valuation, community change analysis, and spatial analysis. The time of research, I have 3 months. The main study finding, I will show you indigenous people, Mpur community. Mpur community means good, benign people in Tambrau Regency, this district Kebar. This is Kebar Timur. The Mpur, any Mpur sword, it's living in upland, and Purwat in characteristics people Mpur in lowland, in coastal, and this my research in upland area. And the Mpur have subtribe. This have many clients. Any sick subtribe, Mpur tribe, Aju, Mawabi, Dru, Manion, Manabuat, and Masam. It's complex characteristic clan. In this in my research, I show you about how Kebar grass, warsia birds, and the forest of missing Mpur people after oil palm expansion and corn rises. In Kebar Valley, Tambrau, West Papua, both rates tell story destruction distinctive savanna ecological landscape with its various local biodiversity after oil palm and corn corporations start operating. The Warsian beet, Kebar grass, two well-known endemic species are slowly disappearing, even though the residents have long had intimate relationship with their living space. Damage and loss of forests and the use of pesticides may have resulted in increased water discharge when it rains, and it signs for the Mpur people in the downstream region. The damage, the loss Kebar grass, the result decreased economic resource from women group, and lost customary plantation to oil palm. Also an effect on decreasing the income of women group and forced to become oil palm plantation workers. The expansion practice, Anthony Salim, AS, held 30% owner in First Pacific Company Ltd in Hong Kong. And then the expansion, they have 50 ownership in Indofood, and BAPP is small group from Anthony Salim. And then we will show you how in September the Minister of Forest give the concession for the forest. The expansion practice, additional coal, the plant corn, but was given the possibility to build oil palm. But the development of oil palm was rejected by the community, so the company asked to change its location permit to food plan, which was submitted to the Tambro region in September 2015. Along with the issuance of plantation business permit, the minister, on the other hand, AMDAL process is some with environment system. This is certification about social ecological certified. Will activity have been running 2 years. It the PAPP haven't AMDAL. It's a problem the during process resistance took place. Company use Primap. Primap is the police to stop resident protests and manipulate several clans. This is how the expansion of forest, this location of indigenous people Mpur, imagine the destruction of forest, this is so big, Mpur forest, and we show you how biodiversity from biota, this Ambliornis inertius, this is a bird endemic, and then Kebar Biopitum Petersianum. This Kebar grass have to grow the biologies. The corrupt mode, first, the practice that capture corruption, and second, the fourth mode with leads violence, practice manipulation, second, and four, sells false promise as a way to facilitate the forced release customary land. This is the practice for state capture corruption. What is that? This mode corruption with mechanism of public services, procurement, licensing, and others, with which are carried out by element in power in the government. The three main point practice facilitate the use to counter instrument, maybe legal and the others. And the politic, second, the politic of letting of corruption process happen in front of your eyes, and the main profit flow to only few people cost the state money. The second mode of manipulation and deception, the name of people voice agreement representation. It's so manipulated. How the practice, how the climb from corporation, it is the area, and then nothing have given mechanism, and how this problem asymmetric information about how ownership land in indigenous people, and this scam with money give money from in the elite indigenous people. Third, pressure force, it's ranking security personnel, independent board, and use security personnel to operation state permit and urban operation, and resolve conflict, reduce subdifferent critical group with using security or police. Fourth, breaking out false promise. The main practice is so you providing promise a more decent life, modern development imagination, have heard a promise of priority job opportunities for model local communities, promise of position and company manipulation of unfulfilled condition, promise for trickery tours to in the Java and Bali Island, and this how to permit manipulation. Trap promise means momentary physical pleasure. It's so you know drunkenness and woman with elite, and this capture give the indigenous people communities. Now, so what the next the Mpur people fighting with the corporation. First crackdown until August 30 in 2019, the community Mpur carry out large-scale annihilation. Sasi is local procession, receive support from various parties, is protect forest, demand the company immediately stop plantation activities in Kebar Valley. In this action, all the plants in Mpur trip, Kembot, Mpur Swar, Mpur Wat also attended with the military. Pangdam is leading the army from area Papua, and People Council MRP, the Indonesian Christian Church, GKI, Mpur student studying in action together to crack down or lock down the corporation. Return the incentive compensation money by several clans. The clan have maybe incentive to give permit to give permit, but the people it's manipulation, and then leave the company. Many cheap labor is practiced in labor without protection, guarantee right, and then coach mentoring and strengthening social network. It's the strategy. The recommendation of my research might be from the research paradigmatic correction. We need paradigmatic correction of development policies in Papua Island, moratorium on oil palm expansion, prevention strict law enforcement, corruption of natural resource in Indonesia, reform and improvement of palm oil industry governance, transparency permit with oil palm cultivation right. It's also a problem, asymmetric information and open the data from the country or from the state, optimizing non-state revenue from the oil palm industry, encourage oil palm corporation, implement genuine agrarian reform policies to reduce inequality. Special recommendation: accelerating recognition to customary territories and restoring the right of customary communities or indigenous people. Resolution case of violence and internal conflict serious based on human rights in Papua. So this we must resolution a commitment from the state, economic strength, and then 3, economic strengthening and ecological preservation based on local knowledge and strengthening advocacy assistant indigenous people treats based on human rights. The reflection actual situation, the finding of one study from the one study from 3 region in Papua are only the tip of the iceberg of the last scale oil palm expansion practice. So I invite it is research to just invitation of the campus scholar activists to pull together to build knowledge politic in the agenda of civil society and social movement. It missions it's very needs in Indonesia to strengthen the knowledge politics through research. The end research does not become journal, but social movement to sovereignty to biodiversity uh, in community. My closing. The Mpur people fall victim to politics of global origin involving large state institution and organization, business, academician, and the community of scientists who believe in the logic of capture, accumulation, and expansion. It is the Mpur people, ordinary people, who are returning to bear the great burden of those who tirelessly carry out the sacred duty of amazing work. while poor people are pitied and patroned by the smart people, innovation formulated in the ivory towers behind closed door, middle and upper class consumer can continue enjoy with its obvious, its UVs, frequent flyer card, and their tour package, safe and secure in their conscience in the false realization that all their emission can be subsidized by society, like poor people, through corporate tax money laundering. Thank you for your attention. See you. Goodbye. While poor people are pitied and patroned by the smart people, innovation formulated in the ivory towers behind closed door, middle and upper class consumer can continue enjoy with its obvious, its UVs, frequent flyer card, and their tour package, safe and secure in their conscience in the false realization that all their emission can be subsidized by society, like poor people, through corporate tax money laundering. Thank you for your attention. See you. Goodbye.